Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another redstone tutorial. In this tutorial I'm going to be explaining to you guys how the redstone crafter works. This was recommended in a previous video, so I'm going to explain to you how it works. So first we're going to go through it, basically what it does and how it actually works, and then I'll show you like how you can put some actual logic behind it to create it, to automate it. So here we have our crafter. I'm actually going to grab a little bit more of this bamboo. I'm going to get 9 here. And here we have a crafter. Now, the recipe slots work the same as a normal crafting table. So here, if I put 1 in every single thing, you can see here we get a block of bamboo, but I can't take it out. In order to get this bamboo, I have to power it. So if I put a lever on here and then power it, you can see it ejects our block of bamboo. Now, if we were to put, let's say, 18 bamboo in here, which if we grab from here, if I was to put 18 bamboo in here, and split it completely evenly across here. So in theory you could create 2. In order to get the 2 out, we'd have to depower it, power it, depower it, and then power it again. So in order to, every time you want to get something, you have to you have to put a new impulse into it. So 1 pulse or 1 redstone input will produce 1 of the items. So if you have multiple items in here, we'll only actually get 1 out of it. Now, this is quite often used in a lot of redstone and automated farms to like build up. So if you've got like a bamboo farm and you want wood from it, that's your main thing. You create the bamboo farm, and it's actually the example we're going to be using here. And I'm now going to show you how you can use the crafter to automate your crafting recipes. So you're going to want to start by placing your crafter. We're going to leave that one there with the input to it. So this can come from anywhere, but the input to it you want to be placing at the top of the crafter, like so. You then want to place a block here with a comparator facing out, and you want to put it on subtract mode. This will basically mean it's going to compare it to another output. And if we place another crafter here, this one can face in any direction. This one obviously is facing out to the next part of whatever you're doing, and then you want to place a comparator going into it like so. And then you want to basically build up this little shape like so, and this is just going to be how you're going to power it. So if you place a repeater into there, and then you place your dust into there, you can see here this will be the redstone behind it. And if I put, sorry, no, I don't want the bamboo. And if I basically disable these slots, I then get I'm currently got an output of 8. So this comparator is outputting 8. And then when I put bamboo in here, when it's full, it will get an output of 9. And there we go. And then what we can do here, so from here we have our bamboo, we can then place another one of these circuits over. We'll actually have to go underground for this circuit. So I'll just kind of break up a little bit here. I should have probably built that one higher, but yeah. We'll clear out this space here, and that one will fit there. And then we can play a redstone crafter like this, and then we can obviously copy this circuit here, like so. Very quick, very simple copy of it, and then we can play our other crafter here. And now in this case, what we're going to do here is we're going to disable this slot. So how a crafter works is, obviously, if I was to just, like up there, currently all of them are disabled because we need a piece of bamboo in every single one of these slots. However, in certain crafting recipes, so for example, if we wanted to craft a stick with just normal wood, we'd need these slots, and it would basically fill this slot and fill this slot. Now if I was to do, say, a pattern like this, it would fill this slot, then 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 this slot. So it fills up going left to right, left to right, left to right. Obviously each of those being the column it was, the row it was on, and then obviously the column like so. And then we can simply just hook this up here with a nice piece of wiring like so. And yes, I need to do compare, and then we obviously need to take an output like so. I've done the circuitry wrong. Sorry. This circuitry is different because we're only here wanting. Ooh, I wasn't expecting to run into this problem. So currently, what we're facing a problem here, and you're actually going to watch me try and solve Redstone live on, not live because obviously I'm going to cut most out. But you can see what we've encountered this problem. If we copy this circuitry here, because we're changing how. We're changing this because obviously we're having to disable them. We actually can't do that because this is obviously currently giving off an output there. So we need to detect when it's giving a signal strength of 9. So we can actually put this back and on there. But basically what we have to now do is we have to activate every single one of these slots. And yeah, if we activate every single one of these slots, you can see it go. And then if I put our blocks of bamboo in here, you can see when an item goes in, it didn't do what I thought it would do. This currently, this output is exceeding this output of 9. Do I have to do it? If I done it one too much? Oh, I did it. So if I undo this and then put 1 in. Okay, that's how that works. So there you go, you're watching me just solve that there. So I can explain that, I'll break the problem down for those of you who didn't understand it. And now we're facing a different problem of this. Now what we can actually do is here, if we do this, and then we take a target block and place that there, we should see, yep, there we go. Okay, so there's obviously quite a lot that I've just done there, which I should probably explain to you guys of how this works. So what we encountered here was that currently this is a signal, this is giving off 8, and this, so this is currently now the same as, and obviously this target's not stronger than this, but when we put an object in here, it's 9. So because we've disabled the slot, instead of this one where we were starting at 0, so with this crafter, this is currently giving us off a signal strength of 0, and we're detecting when it gets to 9. We're effectively doing the same thing here, because we're having to deselect all of this. This is giving off a signal of 8 before we've put any items in here. So we actually have to set this up so it's also giving 8, so we're detecting when it's 9. Now, this little circuitry here, when the comparator gives off an output, it's going to send one here which basically resends the output round, and it's going to continue sending it round until it no longer detects anything or it is shut off, and this target block just redirects the redstone, so it's activating this crafter and this at the same time. So now what we can do is, if I get rid of all of this and I put in a stack of bamboo into here, what we should see here is when this reaches 9, this will display out 1, and then because you need to wait for 9 in here, this doesn't fill up quicker than this activates. So here, and then what we should see here is when we get an item that eventually gets ejected into here, it gets crafted. And this is if this circuitry here means you can actually do it, so you have multiple crafters, say, coming in on all directions from your farm, which lead into this one, which crafts you into the planks. And you can see here, we've obviously, there'll be bamboo left over in here, because obviously the stack isn't divisible by 9 fully, and then we obviously got them all out of here. And that's how a crafter works. It's quite simple. But obviously this is what happens when we're dealing with one item. Now when it comes with dealing with multiple items, we actually have to use item sorters. And what we do is, I'm not going to probably, I'll probably actually build it and then explain to you guys how it works. So we'll cut back and I will see you guys in, well, for you guys a second. For me, it'll be probably half an hour. But yeah, see you in a second. Hello ladies and gentlemen and welcome back. So it has probably been half an hour of me designing a crafting system. So obviously this one here works great if it's one item. Now this here works with multiple items. So in this instance, what we're actually doing here is we're going to be trying to craft a diamond pickaxe. Now if I turn this on and then wait for all of those to power up and then turn it off again, I should find that we get a diamond pickaxe. Yep, there we go. And basically what we've actually got going on here is actually quite simple. So what we're doing is we're feeding items into this chest, and then we're basically detecting signals. So when we get one, it spits out the first item, which is a diamond, then it spits out a diamond, then another diamond, then it will spit out the 2 sticks at the end. So we're effectively just looking at what item goes where, and then sending the item to the crafter, waiting, sending the next item, and that's what this does. And then all of this complex stuff is just the reset circuit. So when all of them have been dispensed, it will then it will then unlock this hopper, let all of the items drain in, send all of them back up to the top where they'll get stuck and not go in until you activate it again. And then when they've all cleared this hopper, it will send a signal here and it will basically unpower and then repower the crafter, spitting out the item. And yeah, it's quite a simple, quite a clever little thing. But yeah, these are how crafter works. So I really hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, hit the like button and subscribe. If you haven't already, go and check out the channel. We've got a lot of redstone tutorials on there. And let me know in the comments if there's a tutorial that you want to see that I haven't done already. And yeah, I've also done a lot of Minecraft stuff in other videos, so yeah, check them out. Yeah, if you enjoyed it, hit the like button, subscribe, and I will catch you all later. See ya!